The soup cooked up really good, just keeping it warm there. And time for a couple of hot dogs. And for the record, this is a brand new fly swatter. It's not a used one. I guess, you know, if you put it in the fire, you'd cook off anything that was on it anyways. So it's a good handy little tool. When they used to make those antennas on cars, you could unscrew them, the metal ones. Those used to be a good one too. Freshest buns I could find today aren't my favorites, but that's okay. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Nova Scotia. I mentioned in one video that we decided that we're keeping my mom's house in the family. So I went out there to get it ready for winter. And my mom was an amazing woman, but she was not in home improvement. So in order to get the place all insulated, get the furnace up to speed, make sure that there's not going to be any problems when it gets down to minus 20 this winter. Took a little bit of time to get that sorted out. And I became kind of the contractor guy, just driving around, picking stuff up, placing orders, picking stuff out, which I'm not good at anyways. So now I got some time to breathe and relax. Now we're camping. All right. This smells amazing. And it is. Wow. Those little soup boxes, those soup packages, it doesn't take a lot of fixing up to really make them pretty decent. Looks like it's going to be soup for breakfast, but look at this hearty, delicious soup. The wind's really picked up too, so I'm going to let the fire burn down. Keep a close eye on it too, because there's some dry leaves, etc. But oh well. So you're going to see this smoke has been doing this all evening while I've been sitting here. We'll just give it a sec, it'll move. But overall, this thing worked amazing aside from not having air holes. If it had the air holes on it, it'd be really good. The seams held up good, bottom's good, and surprise, surprise, a cheap stainless steel thing actually worked pretty good. And the tent is holding up. This little stool I've been sitting on, not so good. So these little trash bins, they're best used probably for just trash. And it's all worked pretty good here. I think the star of the show is these little hot dog roasters. These guys really did the job very wonderfully. And okay, I'm gonna start getting ready for bed. I'm not really tired yet, but the smoke is just getting to me. A little sleeping bag, just a basic guy here on top of this little ground mat is doing surprisingly good. By the morning, probably not, but that'll work nice. Got that set up, and I'll back to Firewatch. Yeah, I got a bunch of little lights hung up in the trees, so if I need to use the restroom in the night, I can kind of get my orientation and see where I'm going. And I'm at that age where I will likely need to. Yeah, clearly using cleaning supplies for camping is really silly. Not very practical, but it can be done. And I hate seeing really expensive camping gear, because when you're camping, it should be the cheapest, most free thing you can do, with just a bedroll by a fire and a can of beans. And when I see $300 jackets and $100 backpacking tarps. Like, for the lightweight stuff, I know it's expensive to get the good gear, but for car camper weekend warriors, you use just about anything. That's the way I like to do it. I'm gonna wait for this to burn down. The smoke has really been chasing me around quite a lot, and there's some dry leaves around here. So with no further ado, I'm gonna kick back, watch this fire for a bit, crawl right in and hunker down for a good, hopefully not smoky sleep. All right, the fire has burned down a little bit, and I think it's just about time to crawl into my little cleaning supply shelter for the night. And there's a little bit of snow coming down. Thought it was ash at first, but there's some snow particles coming down. But it's all right. My 3-season tent can do the job quite nicely. So, yeah, it feels warmer in here already. And we will see you guys in the morning, and unless something cool happens at night, and in which case I will have the camera ready to roll. Once you're in the sleeping bag, it warms up quite nicely.
How long do I have to wait?
We are almost there.
Your favorite shows are now on Hulu and Disney Plus,
I heard you were having a party.
so you can keep up with new episodes and entire seasons.
Showtime. 911, what is your emergency?
What is she supposed to do?
Spot the things my detectives miss.
No guilt on a pleasure cruise. We're here to protect people.
I save lives.
This not to be missed. Hey.
Don't miss what's next with Hulu on Disney Plus.
Shake it till you make it, you know I'm a star. Crave it, chase it, and go make it, baby, at the bar.
Good morning, my frosty friends. Did get a little skiff of a little bit of snow last night. It was slightly below zero. This thing turned into a bit of a wind tunnel. I could have used more tape, for sure. But, yeah, it wasn't bad. I've slept in much worse than this. Could have used a little more paper towel in my sleeping pad here. But I'm gonna take this down. Woo, we'll do quick today. So I'm going to return these rocks to the stream because the fire ring has enough rocks, and want to be kind to nature. This thing should come down no problem and pack up in a second. Haha! That's quicker than your ordinary tent. There's the gloves. I could have used those. There's even a bunch of leftover wood for the next fellows to come along. And there's people that hike this trail. I saw one last night. So that was cool. It's always embarrassing when I'm wrapped up in garbage bags with mops and stuff. But it's good to know there's people around, because there is no cell service. And if I am in trouble out here, I don't have my GPS emergency beacon with me. It would be really nice to know that people occasionally come by. But we'll wrap up the rest of this and call it a trip. Unbelievable that this thing stood up to that fire for quite a while. Perfect shape. Just needs a little polishing. Could just probably return it to the store. I won't do that though. Okay, one last little check here. Now I've got everything. I'm out of here not super early, but before all the hikers start coming along the trail and shaking their heads and wondering if I'm running from the law or something. But it was a pretty successful camp. I'd say more tape on the garbage bags. The tape and those rocks for weight are doing the heavy lifting there. So that's the weak point of the link too. We're not dealing with one solid piece of garbage bag. That would be too easy. I'm feeling a little free now that I'm not dealing with that house on a full-time basis in Nova Scotia right now. I'm feeling pretty good, and you're not going to believe it. In 2 days, I got my next video I'm going to be filming. But health-wise, my shoulder, see, look at this. Much better now. Still not the funnest to sleep on this side, but that's okay. It is getting better. I was worried about that, frozen shoulder thing. Like if you do get a rotator cuff thing, you get this frozen shoulder, which requires surgery, and it's like it sounds. So things are progressing. Get my stretches in, and yeah, I'm excited about the next few months here. I got some pretty cool, neat ideas. We are back on track. Let's let the hunkering down commence. Cheers, everybody.
It's the Macy's Spring VIP Sale. Save now on the brands you love, like new looks from your favorite designers. And beauty essentials at our best prices. The Spring VIP Sale, our most exclusive brands at prices you won't want to miss. Ends Sunday.
100% of Purina's power comes from solar and wind investments.
Hey, welcome to Camping with Steve. Just at this urban lake here. There's a little island out there that I think is going to be just perfect. We got about an hour and a half till the sun sets, so I'm going to inflate this little boat and paddle out there. The rain stopped. It was raining earlier, so that's good, but there's a headwind blowing at me right where I'm going to try to paddle up to the island. I really hope this works. If not, we'll have to try this again. But let's see what happens. Yeah. This thing is like bigger than I thought it was. This little raft's got 3 chambers labeled 1, 2, 3. So I'm assuming that's the way we do it. And they really don't want you to overinflate this. So this thing is set on kind of inflating your air mattress level. I think it'll do just fine. Got everything I need. Car's locked up. The story is bird photographer. The reason I'm out at night, owls. That's about it. Say there's a big owl. Come up with some fancy name or something. But nobody's going to ask me as soon as I paddle out there because there's nobody on the lake. Nothing on there other than the wind right now. And paddle up there. Seems farther than I thought. I think I'm about halfway. And clearly, I got to be pretty careful about this thing losing air because the pump is back in the car. And if this deflates on me, it's going to be a lot of inflating to do by line. Made it to the island, and I don't think they'll have any doubts that I'm filming birds. Okay, so the island here, the birds have been using it for a bathroom, so it's pretty much all over the ground. Glad I brought a shelter. Now there's the hammock, and I also brought the little tent. So depending on what we need to set up, we can do that. I prefer the hammock because it's of many uses, not just as a tent. I can relax in it. Oh, some other stealth campers here. Probably have to haul that out of here if possible, but yeah, we can get down to the other side here and check this out. Are you kidding me? Wow. Yeah, people. But over here, on this side, I can see the rest of the city over there. If the leaves were out, this would be absolutely perfect. There'd be tons of cover, but I'm just gonna have to go further back there. Carefully haul this ashore, because if there's glass here, which I'm sure there is, it's a long swim back. It's very nice of them to make the bottom of this raft black so it blends in a little bit better. And now, the exciting thrill of sitting still, being quiet and hiding. There's a sign over there. I can't read what it says, but I got a feeling it's for me. I'm not going to use the hammock because these trees are covered in English ivy. So it's going to be the tent. And I'm going to set that up right away. Oh, there's birds right above me. I hope they don't do anything. Oh, this ain't gonna fit. It's not supposed to rain tonight, but it looks like it could. Now, normally I would probably just sleep here under the stars, but for the birds flying overhead. So I've got these oars that came with the boat, and they have rod holders, and actually this fits right inside. Let's see if I can use this as a shelter and kind of hang my camel fly over one end of it. That might work, might just work. Oh. It's just crazy enough to work. Well, what can I say? This should do as long as it doesn't get too windy. Well, time to celebrate step one with a nice glass of Pinot Grigio, because it's a beautiful night for step two. Yeah, it comes in a box. It's convenient for camping, I'll say that. It's easier to carry around than beer. and lighter. Those beautiful lakefront homes over there, it seems like they can see me, but they have their lights on, and it's getting a little dark. It's just about the end of twilight, so in reality, with their lights on, they can't see out the window into the dark. So I should be good to walk around this island a little bit until they turn their lights off, and then they'll see anything glowing on the island. Just right back there is the boat launch I put the raft in, and it doesn't actually look that far from here, so that's good, because I'm going to want to get home pretty quick in the morning. That's when all the anglers come out. It's starting to rain a bit, so I'm just going to hide under my boat and have some wine, and hopefully it'll blow over. It's really not so bad in here. It's actually quite nice, and it's good to be out of the rain. This pole and rod holder, I've just adjusted it up a little bit to give me as much height as I can get. I can still sit cross-legged in here. Well, that rain hasn't let up, and that might be a good thing because I didn't bring as much water as I thought I had. So I'm trying to figure out how to make tonight's meal work and still have enough to drink. And lesson, don't do what Steve does. The first thing you should pack is your water. So I got one little thing that I need to save for drinking. I'm not just going to make a meal with it and boil some macaroni. So I threw a pot out there to collect some water in the rain, and hopefully we'll get at least enough to make this meal. Time to put a meal together. I didn't collect much water. In fact, there's nothing really in there. We got a few little drips of water. That's okay. It'll boil off in a second anyways. And got this little stove with me that runs off this same canister as what I normally use, except this is way quieter. It's bigger and heavier to carry, but you can simmer something or boil something. It's a much better option, I think, for stealth. What I initially planned was a beef macaroni soup type of thing. And given that water is a consideration today, we're just going to dump in all the cans. We're not going to put in macaroni. For ground beef, I'm trying to go with smaller packages, but it always comes in like a 1 pound package. I got 2 of these burgers. They're relatively small, and we'll fry them up and then just dump everything in. And I do happen to have some mini Kaiser buns baked fresh today. So that's what it goes. Look at that. If I'd actually brought normal broth with me instead of the can of condensed stuff, we'd be laughing. These ones are nice and easy. Bolt up. And again, it fills the pot. Actually, there wouldn't even be room for anything else. Even the broth is a bit of a stretch. This actually might be able to cook some of the macaroni. Extra salty for when I'm low on water. That's the best thing to go to bed with. So extra salt in your system. I did have ambitious plans of spices and garlic and all that. You know, fresh onions. However, I was in a bit of a rush to get here after going around town all over the place. There was a big traffic jam. There was a protest that blocked off a lot of stuff, so we could not get here quite in time. But we're going to make the best of it. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to throw the macaroni in there because get this. Like, it's pretty liquidy. I think things will be okay. I'll save the cheese packet for another day, but let's do this. Cook it slowly. I think that'll work. Just sit there and cook and hopefully not overflow all over the place. Okay, it's bad. It's like Kevin spilling the chili bad. Oh my. Well, there we go. It's a meal for one now. Lucky birds around here tomorrow. No. Could be better, of course, but yeah, I'm just glad I got something. And it's so dark out here, and we're in such a small space that I tripped over it, and things did not go good. But big shout out, of course, to everybody who's donated to the beer donation fund. Also, everybody that's having a birthday today, anniversary, graduation. I don't know who's graduating this time of year, but gotta be somebody. So, this meal would have been a bit better, except for when I was unloading, a fellow